Good day everyone, I'm Raibim Alanya from the Group 1 and our topic is all about Erik Erikson and the psychosocial development theory. So the theory of Erikson is provide a valuable framework for understanding human growth, and also it emphasizes that life is a continuous learning process shaped by experiences and challenge. So this is the introduction of the 8 stages. So for the statement number 1, Erikson theory focuses on the interplay between psychological or the psychosocial. So psycho means behavior, which includes mind, brain, and personality. And social means interaction, which includes relationships and environment. So psychosocial means how we socialize other people. And the term biopsychosocial is for aspects of life. So for example, may isa ka bata nga ulawon or introvert. So kana nga term mao na siya ang psycho. And then sa nagdako siya naka-circle of friends siya nga friendly, supportive o kanang mga tabian. And then question, may possible ba nga ma-change iyang behavior? So for me, yes, na changes nga matabo. It's because nagipag-socialize naman siya sa iyang mga friends. So ang iyang pagkaulawon, so amat-amat og kawala, dili man madali-dali pero ga-change iyang behavior, and that is the psychological or the psychosocial. So sa statement number 2, Erikson's work was inspired by Sigmund Freud but expanded upon it by integrating cultural and social elements. So si Freud ga-focus only sa biological and sexual. So for example, ang 'di ba ang gender o ang sex is lain, kay ang sex is defined by male or female, while ang gender kung unsa jud ka, like girl ba ka, boy ba ka, bakla ba ka, or tomboy ba ka. And then may isa ka bata nga more confused sa gender. And then asa nga more na feel niya nga so lalaki siya, so na feel niya nga more bakla siya. So kani nga statement sa number 2 gud mao man siya ang initiative versus guilt. And then so naka-feel naman siya kaulaw. So feel niya makasasala na kaayo siya. So mao na siya nigawa si initiative versus guilt. So for the statement number 3, suggests that Erik Erikson personal life experiences, particularly the psychological struggles he faced, played a significant role in the development of the psychosocial theory. So instead of a theory built on abstract ideas, his framework is thought to be rooted in his own navigation of the life stages that later identified. So, based sa statement sa number 4 is Erikson theory as both simple and profound, which is why it is a valuable tool for understanding human behavior and personal growth. So, the simplicity comes from its straightforward, the 8 stages framework that outline the case psychosocial crisis at different points in person's life. So, maunang infancy to late adulthood. It is clear structure makes it accessible and easy to apply. So the theory applies in its recognition that these crises are not negative expectations comes events, but rather turning points where an individual's psychological needs and society's expectations comes into conflict. So resolving these conflicts successfully results in the acquisition of specific psychological strengths or virtues that contribute to a healthy personality. So for me as an education student, these models helps them to not only understand their students' developmental needs at various age, but also to recognize how environmental factors such as classroom and family life can influence a child progress through these stages. So ang example ani is positive and negative environmental influences. Sa positive, sa positive kay kanang example, si Ana kay kanang slow siya sa basa, but she loves to draw. And then sa yung teacher na murag na feel sa teacher ba nga na so wala niya gipaka-down, wala niya gikasukan, so nagpag-groupings siya into two. Sa groupings into two, yang gi-partner si Ana og katong bansay mo basa kay si Ana kay bansay man mo illustrate og mo drawing. And then sa pagkaman nato, nakita niya nga may potential si Ana nga sa pag-drawing. So kaya nakita man niya nga may potential, so iyang gitagaan niya confident ang bata, so wala niya gikasukuan kay hinay siya mabasa, but iyang gipa taas ang confident og iyang giday, yes, iyang gipraise. And then na-feel ni Ana nga kani naganan si Ana, so wala siya naka-feel og kanang kaulaw, wala siya naka-feel og nervous, so mao na siya ang positive environmental influence. So sa negative na pod, for example, si Ana, gikasukan siya sa iyang teacher, it's because hinay siya mabasa. Mao na ang murag na down niya hang feelings, nawala yung confidence, so feel niya nga kani bugo jud ko, kani wag nawala sa iyang kagalingon, murag naulaw siya, and murag nakulbaan siya mabasa, it's because gikuan siya, murag feel niya bagay down siya sa teacher. So mao na ang negative and environmental influence. So for the statement number 5 is about the core of Erikson theory is the idea of psychosocial crisis at each stage of life, so from infancy to old age. So each crisis involves a conflict between two opposing tendencies, and how we resolve this conflict influences our ego strength or reasoning trait for that stage. A healthy resolution creates a solid foundation for future development, while an unresolved conflict can lead to future difficulties. Statement number 6 is the various terms describe Erikson's model, so such as biopsychosocial theory, human development cycle, or life cycle, all referring to the same 8-stage psychosocial theory. So kana ka theory na mga like life cycle, mga biopsychosocial theory, or the human development is all about that. So sa number 7, di ba, ang statement is describe the Erikson epigenetic principle. So unsa man ang epigenetic principle? So we have example, we have predetermined stages, building upon each other, analogy of a rosebud, and influence of environment. So unsa man ang predetermined stages? So that is, so Erikson believed that personality develops through 8 specific stages. So kana nga stage are not random. So ga-follow sila sa mga set order. So sa building upon each other naman, like success or failure in earlier stage influence how will you navigate later stages. Think of it like a building a house. A weak foundation makes it harder to build strong walls. So sa analogy of a rosebud naman, kana uses the analogy of a rosebud to illustrate this. Kana each petal mao na siya ang stage. It's meant to unfold in a specific order. If you try to open earlier, you damage the entire flower. So mao na siya ang personality development. Sa influence of environment naman, Erikson theory emphasizes that our environment and experiences, especially early ones, play a crucial role in shaping our personality as we progress through these stages. So mao na ang ginapasabot sa epigenetic principle. So diba sa statement number 8 na ay term nga syntonic o dystonic. So, ang syntonic is like confidence. So, for example, naay isa ka bata nga gipasagda na siyang mama og pasukod og ay suksok og sapatos, even nga naa siya sa wrong feet. So, the mother praised his effort and said, "Good job! You're good at putting on shoes." So, because of that, the child felt confidence and independence. So, sa term naman nga, dystonic is like a doubt. So, for example, on the other hand, if the mother got angry and said, "You're so slow, you're even wearing them wrong, so I'll do it," and forcibly grab the shoes, and ang bata naka-feel og shame and doubt in his ability. So, this could cause a loss of confidence to do things on his own next time. So, ang result, ana? So, ang result is the way parents handle the situation will shape the child's personality. If confidence is instilled, the child will grow up with self-confidence. If doubt, the child may become shy and insecure as he gets older. So, mao na siya ang syntonic o dystonic na term. So, as I said sa statement number 9, this is all about Erik Erikson theory of psychosocial development. Theory suggests na ang psychosocial ang makahelp nato na mapasunod ang stages of our lives. Each stage represent a unique developmental crisis, which is a turning point that can have either a positive or negative. So just like virtue or psychosocial strength, mao na ang positive nga ato ang katangian nga atong mabalaan or makuha sa each stage. So just like trust and love. So, sa number 10 na po, is all about the example of both maladaptation and malignancy. At describe the negative outcomes when an individual fails to successfully navigate one of Erikson's psychosocial stages. So, instead of developing a virtue, they can develop unhealthy patterns. So, for example of malignancy, from trust versus mistrust. Kung ang isa ka bata naka-experience og severe neglect or kanang abandon og abuse during bata pa, so mao na siya ang trust versus mistrust. So daw na-develop niya ang profound inability to trust others. So as an adult, that person might be extremely paranoid, constantly suspicious for everyone's motives, unable to form deep, lasting relationships, and always expecting to be betrayed. So this extreme mistrust is a malignancy. So example na po sa maladaptation, daw baylo na sa ang situation, just like sa isa ka bata nga ginaprotektahan, nga never naka-experience of any disappointments or negative consequences, might develop an overly trusting and naive personality. As an adult, kanang a person might be extremely gullible or dali mainto, and easily manipulated and unable to recognize danger or deceit in others. They might constantly fall for scams or be taken advantage of because they trust too much. So, mao na ang maladaptation. Okay, for number 11, that is overlapping stages. The stages are not distinct steps but rather overlapping and interconnected phases. So, for example, bisan successful na ka pero wala dyan po nimo gibaliwala imong other responsibility sa una. Kung unsa imong work sa una, so wala ka di na ka mapagmataas. So, for example, naging manager na ka and then ang unobrahan sa imong staff ay mo dyan pong ginaobra. Mao man na ang overlapping stages. That is the statement number 11. Okay, for the number 12, mao na siya like gradual transition. Transition between stages is gradual and organic, not sudden or regimented. So changes occur in a mixed and progressive manner. So for example, this transition isn't sudden. He gradually learns new skills and responsibilities while still performing some of his previous tasks. In other words, the stages of his work overlap and are gradual, not abrupt. So, mao na ang number 12. So, for number 13, that is the words of mutuality and generativity. So, mutuality refers to the reciprocal influence or generations, especially within families. Ang generativity is a stage of 7 disposition. So, highlights the importance of adults contributing to the well-being of future generations. So for example, a grandparent's wisdom and experience can positively influence a grandchild's development. So while the grandchild's energy and perspective can keep the grandparent engaged and vital. So mauna siya ang maturity and generativity.
Good day everyone. Today let us tackle about Erickson's 8 stages of development. So first we have trust versus mistrust. From birth to 1 years old. Babies are learning whether the world is a trustworthy place. If their caregivers like parents are, are loving, reliable, and meet their needs consistently, the baby will grow up feeling safe and secure, trusting the people around them, and the baby will definitely develop trust. Try to look at the picture on the left side. So the baby's parents give the needs of his baby. But if a parents or caregivers are unpredictable, neglectful, and put their own needs above the baby will develop a sense of mistrust. Try to look at on the picture on the right side so you can see that the baby is crying because the parents or caregivers didn't give what is the need of the baby. We need to understand that parents doesn't need to be perfect. In fact, parents who are overly protective, who are there when the first cries come out, it will lead to maladaptive tendency, which Erickson calls the sensory maladjustment. No, being overly protective to our child is not good. We are teaching our child to be dependent on us. And the worst, of course, if the child whose balance is tipped away over the mistrust side, they will develop malignant tendency of withdrawal, characterized by depression, paranoia, and possibly psychosis. So, if our child um, gain too much mistrust, so it might result to depression, paranoia, and possibly psychosis. If a balance is achieved, a child develops hope, the belief that challenges will resolve. So, it is very important to balance trust and mistrust to become to help a baby to become a good citizen in one society one day. Stage 2. Autonomy versus shame and doubt. Early childhood from 1 to 4 years old. Psychosocial crisis in this stage is all about kids learning to balance autonomy or independence while minimizing shame and doubt. Toddlers need caregivers to let them explore and try things like picking up toys or feeding themselves without hovering or harsh criticism. Parents should aim firm but kind, setting a gentle limits while encouraging curiosity. So in this stage, parents should let their kids explore on and try new things so that their child would have autonomy and learn to become independence. And failure to do that, it will result to shame and doubting. Erickson's have maladaptation and malignancy. Nevertheless, a little shame and doubt is not only inevitable but beneficial. Without it, you will develop a maladaptive tendency Erikson calls impulsiveness, acting harshly into things without proper consideration. But too much shame and doubt can leads to malignancy, calls compulsiveness, which every mistake feels like a disaster, and so everything must be done perfectly. We must need to balance the shame and the doubt, virtue. If we get the proper positive balance of autonomy, shame, and doubt, we will develop the virtue of willpower or determination, one of the most admirable and frustrating things about 2 and 3 years old. If their determination can do, if their motto. If we can preserve that can do attitude with appropriate modesty to balance it, we are much better off as adults. Next stage, we have initiative versus guilt. Early childhood from 3 to 6 years old. Psychosocial crisis in this phase centers on initiative versus guilt, which kids learn to explore ideas, take small responsibilities, and pursue goals through play and imagination, like pretending to run a store or inventing stories. Parents nurture initiative by encouraging curiosity, letting them experiment even if it, it is messy. So why is it important that parents should let the child experiment? So by this, parents teaching their kids to become initiative or to have initiative on many things. But with imagination comes guilt. Now, the graph's consequences. A 5 years old knows flashing dad's watch isn't just fun. The anticipated anger, feel guilty, the moral awareness is new. Erikson links this Oedipal dynamics or to Freudian concept. So, why what is Oedipal dynamics? What is Freudian concepts about Oedipal? So, Oedipal it is when the child is acting cling to their opposite sex or parents. If a parents or a caregivers sta- um, harshly dismissed it or saying stop acting like a baby, so it can develop a breed of guilt over natural feelings. So the feelings of the child will become guilt. So let them play, let them make mistakes, and learn gradually that intentions matter. So the balance fosters confidence, not guilt. That in stage 3, it will be important that the initiative must be developed because the child would have an initiative or they do the things without being told by their parents or the caregivers. They must take ownership and leadership. Maladaptation and malignancy. We have ruthlessness or too much initiative. When guilt is absent, people become harmlessly goal obsessed, stepping on others to achieve plans, careers, relationships, etc. So let me give you an example about on child. So if the teacher asked to volunteer who is the leader, so the child would volunteer as a leader. And then we have inhibition or too much guilt. Excessive guilt paralyzes fear of blame or mistakes, leads to avoiding risk entirely. So I will give you an example of this. So if the students are given a task to become a leader and the students ignored or declined the offer of his teacher, so the students experiencing too much guilt. The virtue of this is the good balance leads to psychosocial strength of purpose. A sense of purpose is something many people crave for their lives, yet many do not realize that they themselves make their purposes through imagination and initiative. So, it is very important to balance initiative and guilt. Not too much initiative and not too much guilt to make or to shape a person or to help a person to become a better individual. Next stage we have industry versus inferiority. Ages 6 to 12 years old. Psychosocial crisis during this co-age phase. Children develop industry, turning to work hard, follow rules, and master skills such as academic, social, or practical, while avoiding feeling of inferiority. Their world expands beyond family, include teachers, peers, and community who all shape their growth. Encouragement from adults and acceptance from peers help children discover the joy of effort, the pride of completing tasks, whether in school, sports, or friendship. So why is it industry it must be developed to child? So because industry it makes child more productive while the inferiority is making the child stagnant and did not completing their task as a children. Now, let us discuss the risk of inferiority. Harsh criticism, rejection, or systematic barrier such as racism, sexism, discrimination can make children feel inherently incomplete. If they believe success depends on who they are, such examples such as sex and gender, rather than effort and motivation, crumbles. Why try? Healthy development hinges on teaching kids that efforts leads to growth, not perfection. Support their persistence, celebrate their small wins, and counteract societal biases to nurture confidence and resilience. No, so these are the risks of inferiority. So that's why if the children must be develop the industry so that the children would avoid the risk of inferiority. Now let us proceed to maladaptation and malignancy. So narrow verticosity or too much industry. When children are pushed into hyper specialization at the expense of well-rounded growth, they develop narrow verticosity. These are kids without a life. A child actors, a child athletics, a child musicians, child prodigies of a sorts. We are all admired in their industry. But if we look a little closer, it is all stands in a way of an empty life. So too much industry, it is not good. You must maintain a balanced industry in order for you to have a happy life and a satisfied life as a children. All we need to do is to remind those children that being failed it's okay and try again. Nothing to lose when you try again, try until you succeed. That is the perfect mindset of those children. So we must teach them how to cope up on those challenges and how they can lift up from the inferiority to industry side. Virtue. Inferiority, a happier thing to develop. The right balance of industry and mostly industry with just a touch of inferiority to keep us sensible, humble. Then we have the virtue called competency. So it is important to balance the industry and inferiority, but more industry to make us humble and not to make us stagnant in one's community, or the children should not be stagnant in their development.
Good day, everyone. Before we continue or we proceed in our discussion of the 8 stages of development of Erickson's psychosocial theory, let me first introduce myself. I am Christina Escaran, and I will be the last reporter of this group. So now we are at the 5th stage of the 8 stages of development of the Erickson's psychosocial theory. So the 5th stage of the 8th stage of development would be the identity versus confusion. So the social crisis is the stage 5 is adolescence, beginning with puberty and ending around 18 or 20 years old. The task during adolescence is to achieve ego identity and to avoid confusion. So simply means that at this stage, ang bata is adolescence or teenager, wherein ang conflict sa bata is the question, who am I? Like ma-question niya ang self, kinsa man gyud ko. That is why ang bata, he or she must find himself or herself for him or for her to develop a sense of identity. Okay, so first, let us define what is identity or the ego identity. So, ego identity means knowing who you are and how you fit in the rest of the society. It requires that you take all that you've learned about life and yourself and mold it into a unified self image, one that your community finds meaningful. That is why nga at this stage, ang bata, while teenager pa siya, he or she must find himself or mabalaan dapat niya sa iyang kaugalingon kung sa jud true or tinuod nga identity. Because in that way, mao po nay murag magtabang sa iyaha to know how she or he are going to fit in a society and kung in what way po siya makakontribute sa iyahang community in a meaningful way by finding himself or by finding his or her identity. Without these things, we are likely to see role confusion, meaning uncertainty about one's place in society and in the world, and even in ourselves, guys. When an adolescent is confronted by role confusion, Erickson says he or she is suffering from an identity crisis. In fact, a common question adolescents in our society ask is a straightforward question of identity, who am I? So, just like what I've said, guys, that we must find ourselves or kinahanglan mabalaan nato atong true nga identity kay kanang if dili ko na to mabalaan kung unsa jud like atong tinuod nga identity, kung like for example lang ha, babae jud ko or lalaki ba jud ko or unsa ko, like imo yung identity, ikaw mismo sa imong kagalingon. If dili ka kabalo or wala pa ka kabalo, dili pa ka sure, you are uncertain about yourself, your identity, it means nga kanang murag maka-create mo gud siya sa imuha og rule confusion or kanang like murag siguro dili nimo mabalaan or ma-confuse ka sa imong self kung unsa jud tinuod nimo nga role sa inyong society, sa imong environment, or even murag makuan ka, malibog ka kung di nimo ilugar imong kaugalingon because ikaw mismo sa imong kaugalingon wala ka kabalo or you are uncertain about your true identity. That is why the teenager at this stage must find himself or herself for him or for her to develop a sense of identity and para malikayan nga ma-develop ang role confusion within him or herself. Okay, so let us have an example guys. For example, mga LGBT abi. High school pa lang, kay adolescents man teenagers so high school. High school pa lang ang bata, siya mismo sa iyang kagalingon, nakasense na siya o nakafeel na siya that there is something different sa iyang kagalingon. Let's say for example, babae siya, pero iyahang group of friends is mga laki. And in return pod, lalaki siya, pero iyahang group of friends is mga babae. So, kanang na siya confusion sa iyang kagalingon. Dili lang ka makita mo po na siya actually guys sa lain nga mga tawo. Pero kita mismo sa atong kagalingon, maka-feel jud ta na there is something different sa atoa. Like for example, if babae ka, pero pamina nimo like lalaki jud, like bisan physically babae ka, pero deep inside feel mo lalaki ka. And in returns po sa mga lalaki, bisan lalaki gid sila physically, but deep inside, feel nila babae gid sila, babae gid nila ang heart. So, usa ni siya sa stage nga murag lisod kaayo kay we have to find our true identity, our real self, kung unsa kita, kung kinsa kita, and especially sa mga teenagers kay knowing himself or herself is very difficult, especially when it comes to sa ilahang nga parents or sa ilahang nga peers, sa ilahang nga friends. Kay for example, kinahanglan mo gina nila i-confess kung unsa sila, kung kinsa gid sila. For example, ang bata abi is nakita na gid niya or sure na gid siya sa himself nga murag sa lalaki siya physically pero deep inside babae gid siya. So, mahulog nga gay ang bata and kana nga situation murag dili gina siya inana kasayon i-confess sa imong mga parents kay possible ana hunahon siya sa bata basin kasab-an sila, especially sa mga sa mga papa, sa mga tatay, di ba? Masuko gid na una-una gid na reaksyon. So mao kinay una gid pud nga ginahuna-huna sa mga bata before sila mo confess na basin kasab-an sila, and even po sila nga mga peers, sila mga friends, basin i-judge sila, di ba? Inana. So, usod kay siya nga stage of development kay you have to find your true self, your true identity, and at the same time pod, we have a lot of things to consider about other people on how they see us, their perspective about ourselves. So, ang ako lang jud is kanabitang just be who you are. Magpakatuo ra bitaw sa imong kagalingon. Just be who you are and just be yourself. And if you successfully negotiate the stage, you will have the virtue Erickson called fidelity. Fidelity means loyalty, the ability to live by society's standard despite their imperfections and incompleteness. And inconsistency. We are not talking about blind loyalty. We are not talking about accepting the imperfections. So now, let us proceed to stage 6, which is intimacy versus isolation. If you have made it this far, you are now in the stage of young adulthood, which lasts from about 18 to 30 years old. The task is to achieve some degree of intimacy, and as opposed to remaining in an isolation. Intimacy is the ability to be close to others as a lover, a friend, and as a participant in society because you have a clear sense of who you are and you are no longer need to fear losing yourself as many adolescents do. So, according to Erickson's guys, that after a person develop a sense of self in adolescence, he or she is now ready to share his life with others. So, at this stage is mostly known as a relationship stage, wherein you must develop or establish a relationship with other people because you are no longer need to be fear of losing yourself because at adolescent stage you already find yourself your true identity. So at this stage you have to find a relationship or a partner because according to Erickson's, if you didn't find a partner At this stage, you may feel isolated. Maladaptation or malignancy. Idea of promiscuity isn't just about sex. It means rushing into shallow relationship without real depth. This prevent true intimacy, which needs trust and depth connection. The virtue is if you successfully negotiate the stage, you will instead carry with you the rest of your life the virtue or psychosocial strength Erickson called love. And now, let us proceed to stage 7 generativity versus stagnation. The seventh stage is the middle adulthood. This includes the period during which we are actively involved in raising children. The task here is to cultivate the proper balance of generativity and stagnation. Generativity is an extension of love into the future. It is concerned for the next generation and all future generations with a generativity. The individuals, like parents, does not expect to be repaid for the love he gave to his children, at least not as strongly. So, here on seventh stage, you'll be gonna asking, am I contributing to the society? This is generativity versus stagnation. You'll be asking kung nakatabang ba ka sa imong society or sa imong environment or even sa imong family. Kay this stage is the stage of raising children's imong anak. So, this stage is pamilyado na ka. Focus nimo diri ang imong pamilya, ang imong mga anak. That is why from the word generativity, kung nag-generate na ba ka og income, nakatabang na ba ka sa imong sa imong country, sa imong family, naka-generate mo kag income, trabaho, may trabaho ba ka, manpower, resources nga pwedeng maka-provide sa mga needs sa imong family and even sa imong country kay syempre country is na may tax, diba? So, you must have enough income to generate money to provide the needs of your families, especially sa mga anak, sa future generations. It is because if you failed to generate, what will be generate would be stagnation. If we speak of stagnation or stagnant, like steady lang, wala gid kay trabaho, tambay ka, wala kay income, stagnation. Or on the other hand, it is a self-absorption, caring for no one. The stagnant person stop to be productive member of society. Yes, you stop to become a productive member of the society if you are stagnant because you are not generating any income, any money to to provide the needs of your family, your children's, and even to contribute in our society or even in our country. Some people they no longer allow time for themselves for rest and relaxation. The person who is overextended no longer contributes well, and sometimes a person takes a look at their lives and asks that big bad question, what am I doing all this for? So kanigod nga stage ang focus diri is ang imuha namang pagpanginabuhi, imong pagpaningkamot sa life para ma-sustain ang needs sa imong family, sa imong mga anak, and at the same time kung makakontribute na baka og tarong sa imong society or even sa imong country. And even sometimes um, at this stage they didn't allow relaxation sa ilang lawas kay ilang focus ani is makapanarbaho sila, ma-provide nila ang needs, maka-generate sila enough income to sustain the needs of their families, and at the same time makakontribute sila positively sa ilahang society. And even sometimes maka-question sila, gani sila silang self na what am I doing all this for? 'Di ba? Kay focus ani good is sige na lang sila paningkamot, and they even kuan kanang murag dili na ka sila mag-mind sa kakapoy sa ilang lawas, they didn't allow any relaxation kay kinahanglan sa ilang hunahuna ani is ma-provide nila og tarong ang daily needs sa ilang family, sa ilang mga anak, and makakontribute positively sa ato ang society. And the virtue would be that, but if you are successful at this stage, you will have a capacity for carrying that will serve you through the rest of your life. And virtue, but if you are successful at this stage, you will have a capacity for carrying that will serve you through the rest of your life. And the last stage would be the stage 8, integrity versus despair. So, this is the last stage that refers to delicately as late adulthood or maturity, or less delicately as old age begins sometimes around retirement. After the kids have gone, says somewhere around 60 years old. The task is to develop ego integrity with a minimal amount of despair. So, the task is to develop integrity, ego integrity, or kumbaga, since this stage is late adulthood, mga tigulang naman so sometimes makapangutanan na sila sa ilang self nga kanang nahimong meaningful ba ang akong pag-live diri sa world, like kanang makapangutanan sila nindot ba ang akong pagpanginabuhi diri sa kalibutan, nakakontribute pa ko og kanang tarong sa akong society, did I contribute positively in my society? Okay, if yes, then it means nga she has or he has the ego integrity, but if not, he will develop despair or pagmahay bitaw sa iyang kinabuhi, kay murag siguro dili siya satisfied sa iyang mga contribution diri sa world, sa iyang society, and at the same time even sa iyang self siguro. That is why ma-develop sa iya is despair. But if nindot ya positive yang pag-live diri sa earth, nindot yang pagpanginabuhi, then she or he will develop integrity. But if not, it will develop despair or pagmahay. So that would be all the 8 stages of development of Erikson's psychosocial theory of development. Thank you.